Narinig mo ako, Mel? Hi, good evening. I see one. Um, oh, I see there. I was able to see one watcher earlier, but I think that's gone. So I see one like, but seems like okay. Today is another. I mean, tonight is another night for sharing possible questions and question and answer for you know students. So this is actually another venue that I'm using to coach and mentor students, aspiring entrepreneurs, or a small micro cottage businesses. So hope to see like everyone. So it seems to be like on and off. Right, I see one joiner here. It's like going on and off, on and off. So I'm not sure what's going on. I see one someone join and then lost. So I don't know exactly. Hopefully that I'm able to. There we go. I see two likes now. Thank you for the likes. And but I only see like one that joins. But there are only two. Right. Thanks for joining for the live stream. Hi, Miss Angelic Angeline. There you go. Miss Blanco. Hi. Good evening. Yeah, we're almost like so you're the first one to join tonight. Thanks for joining. If you have any questions or like clarifications, thank you, Aaron, for joining as well. um, wow, that's good. That's good. Hope that you're done with all of your activities now, especially with your other subject as well. There's like we're almost done with the first term. Hope that you're able to do with all of your final, I mean, requirements. So hopefully that you're able to at least finish, especially special projects, no? So that towards the end, so you won't be having hard time. So if you have any questions with your paper, especially with our final paper and IGP and on the financial side, you may wish to ask those questions, then feel free. This is a good venue to tell it to you. Financial tables, mag-assume lang po kami kung ilan ang umorder sa isang araw para sa... Yes, that's a projection, Aaron. So, the projection should be coming from the place where you actually put your business. Say, for example, uh, si Angie, shout out po sa mother ko raw, sir, nanood po siya. Hi, shout out, mommy. Yeah, good evening. Actually, this is another venue that I used to coach and mentor students, no? So to save time as well. So thanks for watching. So go back to you, Aaron. It's actually the forecasting or the forecasted sales should be based on the population that you have as to where you're supposed to be putting up the business. So say for example, if it's in Manila, in Sampaloc, so you could actually search the actual population of Sampaloc. Then from there you could check the age group because that's also be found in online in YouTube. So you can check the age group, no? And then look at the population, and then you can act from there. You can actually get up to at least 10 to 15, 10 to 20% of the population to be your initial target market, or they call it early adopter. So if you have like a total of 200,000, you could get at least siguro mga 5% to be um, what we call this conservative. Then from there, that would be your target market. And from the target market, from the initial month, because you have to do forecasting for like at least 3 years. Siguro for initial year, you may probably get like 5 to 10% of the market. So it depends on the group. So, but it has to have basis. No? So the basis should be the population. Okay. Or you can also check if there is like a business that is almost similar to what you are doing. You can check their market share and you can benchmark. So pwede mong yun ang gayahin. Or you can actually at least 50% of that as an initial offering. So that if you have like a similar or maybe an alternative, type of business in the area, then you could probably check their market share. So it's purely projection. Hi, good evening, Cedric. So you're there, sir. We're done recording for our presentation. For good. That's very great to hear. Thanks for joining tonight. I hope that you're able to follow all the needed templates on the financial side. You know, I hope that was already completed, and I hope that you're able to also provide all the needed table na doon sa hinihingi natin sa final requirements. Okay. So I see Miss Del Rosario. Yeah, good evening. Francis, good evening. Thanks for joining. No, last time si Francis yung nahuli, no? Nahuling nag-out, no? It's like it's a bit late when I go live one time. So yeah. So I'm really like looking forward for your presentation, especially for those who really join me now. So I know that you're able to deliver, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So and of course also I'm still looking forward to see you guys even after no? After what we call this term one. No? So feel free to always approach me and maybe ask questions if ever you have with your other subjects. No? Sir, tanong ko lang po, bakit po gabi kayo nagla-live, sir? Yeah, that's a good question. Actually, I'm planning to go live also in the morning, but I have like some other activities to do now. Aside from course teaching, I also me and my family also doing a small business, so we also have to take care of it. So in the morning, if I'm free, that's what actually we're doing. So every what we call this holidays, Saturdays and Sundays. That's what I also do. I usually do. No? So we do like some small business. Actually, I supposed to next time I will be displaying products that I have that is already offered in the market. So that's what keeps me busy actually. And also reason why it's night now maybe you guys are busy doing something in the morning, so you may not be able to ask me questions or something like that. So that's why maybe next time I'll go live earlier. No? So yeah. Thanks for asking, Angeline. So hi, good evening, Tashi. Good evening. Thanks for joining. Yeah, thank you, Aaron. So for you to do the financial part, no? So it's just like 3 years lang yung hinihingi kong projection. So first year, second year, and the third year of business. Now, if you wish to like project, check the monthly sales, no, I mean the projection for monthly sales. So you can do that, no, monthly for like 12 months, then just add it and you get like a year projection. So you have like forecasted sales there, then whatever is your cost of goods sold. Now, for projection, no, you could give at least 15 to 25% to 30% increase per year. No? So, or per month. You can actually do that. So, for example, in the very first month, you projected to have like um 10,000 or 20,000 sales just for the first month, and then you could add probably in the next for the next month you could possibly increase your sales up to 10, 15 to 25%, up to 30%. So you can do that. No? So you just have to whatever. So for example, for first month like 20,000, so multiply it by 25%. So whatever is the result, add it to 20,000 or 25,000 or whatever is the previous month, and add it, and then whatever is the total, that's your projection for the next month, and then so on and so forth. So you just add to it then for the year. Of course, usually when you expect the sales to increase, expect for the expenses also to increase, but it should not be of the same figure. Because as you go along, always remember this: when you're doing business. Hi, Kobe. Good evening. Thanks for joining. If you're in business, okay, try to remember this. If you're in business and if you project to increase your sales, it is, a necessity also that you also have to look at your expenses. Okay, because there's a big possibility that expenses also will grow because, of course, raw materials increases, so expenses will go up as well. But one thing that you have to remember, it should not be of the same percentage of the sales. Okay, as you go along, you have to of course study the market. You could actually check suppliers, and you could actually, once you are quite familiar with the process, then you could improve the process, and this may reduce cost. So if say for example the sales projection goes up to like 25 to 30%, at least half of it is for the expenses, or even below 25%. I mean, half of the 25%, or like 12.5, or may probably be 10% increase in your expenses. Um, why is it that it's like a bit smaller than the increase in sales? It's because, as I mentioned, always do not, when you establish the business, do not just stop since you have the supplier already. Don't just stop in there. Okay, try work on it. Look for more. No, look for more. Look for possible suppliers or more suppliers. No, as what the Porter's five industry framework done on the part of like the power of the supplier. If you were able to source for more suppliers, no, that would be better. That would be better. Okay. So that's what actually one that I'm looking at. And of course, I have checked your paper, but of course, panel may still have like some questions. But within the week, you will be able to know your schedule for defense. So most probably the following week or next week, we may probably start our defense. So better work on your financials. Okay, and yeah, also for queries, questions, please do not hesitate to ask any possible questions. So earlier, there's also a question, or there is, I received a question if there's a need to develop a credit template. What if the business is not offering credit? What is the requirements it has to be followed? Whether you offer or not, you have to develop a credit template. Now, whatever is the content that you designed, that you created, so be it. Okay, just so be it. That's your idea. So there is no like a wrong inform. I mean, a wrong template or not, or what. So that's your idea, and I want to say like that's your idea, but I will be providing, of course, comments and suggestions. Okay, because you may not offer credit in the beginning, but in the long run, you would probably tend to be able to offer credit. Or who knows that you go employment and you'll be working for company or business, and at least you know how credit process is being done by just looking at what have you done with the template. What should be the what should be the content, you know? Because in big businesses, they have credit sales. They call it credit sales. So in a credit sales, of course, the treatment is different with cash. And then big companies normally offer like 7 days, 15 days, 30 days, 45 days, 60 days, or even 120 days. So that's the maximum. And anything beyond 120, they may already consider it as a delinquent account, and they try to do something about it. Now, companies, big companies, have also a credit template. So whatever is the content of their credit template, so that depends or that's unique to uh, uh, to the business itself. But what's most common there is, of course, the first the name of the credit, uh, the name of the not the borrower, but the name of the customer who actually consider the credit customers. They call it credit customers. So they have the name there. You have the contact person. You have the contact number. You have the address. You have the date. You have the date of the invoice. You know, the date as to when for a small businesses like micro business, you have to have a date as to where your neighbor kapitbahay do credit, something like that. So in a big business, they have such no, they have the date of the invoice, and then if it's like 15 days, they have the date there for collection, so that the agent or the employee would know as to when are they going to collect, and this is for the company to manage the credit properly, not for them to be able to manage the credit properly. So that's actually most of the content. No, so they have their the date on the invoice, the date of the collection, and then there's a remark and there's an action. No? So, say for example, after 15 days, they go there for collection, and if the customer would say to extend, so they put some remark, and of course, action taken. So that when the company would ask them as to what's going on, then they can actually uh, uh, um, discuss about it, and they can actually explain. You know, so in a small business, it's much needed, especially in a sari store. So it's much needed that you have the list so that you won't forget. You know, even it's just your neighbor, whoever. So at least you're safe. You know, you're safe. So I have a student before, and what he did for their sari store. So they provide credit, but there's no like a regular list, a regular template. So he just created like a regular template, and for his mother to just like write information. No? So the name, so it will be now more easy. So it's not just a simple book, yung notebook na, but it's just like there's a folder, and there's a name in there. And what's good thing, sabi ko, since that's credit, it should have to have a different price, you know. Because it's difficult to avoid credit, especially if it's a sari-sari store. So we can't avoid credit actually. So what I advise is like for your neighbor to be able to have credit if the price of a certain item, say for example 20 pesos. So since it's credit, price it 22 pesos, you know, because there's an opportunity loss, there's an opportunity cost, or an opportunity loss that what we call this, that was the company was able to inquire, so or incur, I mean. So it's like it's very important that at least for extending credit you have something. And one good thing with it is like one good thing with it is like it improves the income, because of course if your neighbor really wanted to. But that's not only the good effect. What happened, the credit was become lesser, because of course we won't buy credit anymore, because it's like it's quite expensive than paying in cash. But of course we still have neighbor that really can afford to pay cash, then they have to resort to really buying it a bit higher price. So if it's 20, make it 21 pesos. or 20 pesos, so that this an additional income to cover for the loss opportunity. So by doing so, then kasi doon sa tinatag template, mayroong price. So regular price, forecast, and credit price. So they're able to monitor now, and it really gives at least at least if there's like one, two items, three items that one customer is trying to buy in credit, then the good thing with it is like there's additional 3 pesos income. Because if it's 1 peso per item, then you got like 2 pesos. So if they have like buy credit for like 4 or 5 items, then there's additional 5 pesos for the opportunity cost. So it's like um really for it's not like abusive or anyway. So since you're buying credit, and especially if your capital is also on credit, then you have to pay interest. So why not giving at least a bit, or asking for a bit to your neighbor, or if you can't do it, maybe 50 cents, 25 cents. But do not just do not just sell it the same as cash, not the same as cash. So it's like it should be at least. So and of course put a date of collection, the term, if it's like 30 days, 20 days. So if you have there like the cash price, the credit price, then term, you can put term there, and you can put like 5 days, 7 days, 30 days, 15 days. So at least who among your neighbors like if they're in credit on this, then there's the date of collection, and then you know that it's good within 15 days. And actually, I also suggested before that if you provide like 15 days, and before 15 days, the customer pays the 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 amount, on credit. So when they pay it before the due date, they provide incentive. So say for example, if the total is 80 pesos, so at least make it 75, or make it like 77. So you also give something if the customer pays in advance. So it's like, it's very simple strategy though, but at least you will be trained, and understand, because big companies also doing the same thing. They provide incentives for collections. Even the most delinquent customers, they provide incentives. So for example, you have an unpaid dues for more than 120 days, and then whatever is the total amount, you settled it, then the company provide credit. I mean, provide incentive. It's a discount or something. So this is just to encourage also your customers to also pay. Not forget to pay, because yeah, that's the actually the problem of the sari-sari stores, the credit. You know. Now, well, anyway, I'll be discussing financials now as for on Thursday. I will be talking about yeah, more or less financials on Thursday. So this is just in advance. To just have for you guys to remember. This is just a sharing. Whoever is still here, still have like few students. It's just a sharing with financials. As I keep on saying to some students as well, and to some of my friend who actually like have some capital on credit, and there's interest on it, especially for sari-sari stores. A lot of sari-sari stores taking some credit from Mumbai, like 20%. Most of the interest are 20%. So when you try sell your product, make it sure that you put like at least 30% markup on those prices. But problem here is like when you put 30% markup, you may go beyond the competitions, especially if you're like a sari-sari store, so simple, restaurant or eatery or whatever. When you put 30% as markup, you may go beyond the competition. So, because of course, sari-sari stores normally we always look for competition. But if we want to do better than the competition, if we are in a sari-sari stores, the best way to really beat the competition is price for a sari-sari store, and how you could lower your price. So as I keep on mentioning, uh, supplier is one of the secret. Okay, and of course we cannot deny the fact that if you are renting and the others are not renting, and if your capital is coming from a loan, then others are not. So it's really difficult. So the challenge with you now is to find a supplier that can really provide you better price. If it's like the regular price among the competition, their supplier charge them like 5 pesos for the item. So find a supplier that can charge you for like less than that one. Especially nowadays that all of the big companies are into distributor. So it's really difficult, no? And it's common also that some of the small stores, normally buy to the nearest maybe groceries or whatever. So try to find a way. If you can go to the regular market and do something, then why not? Because that's what also as an entrepreneur, that's what also I'm usually doing from time to time. Even it's like a bit difficult for me for my time to find a supplier, but I really have to do so. Really have to do so. So kayo, tandaan nyo lagi yan, no? So yan. Yeah, but dun sa financial na sinasabi ko, if your capital is on loan, through loans, and the loans have a 20% charge for interest, make it sure it's 30% for the interest. Because I've noticed a lot of small stores, no, even sari-sari stores, whatever, they are on credit, and then the charge is like 20%. The problem is they when they sell the product, it's even less than 10, it's even less than 20%. Yung patong doon sa product. Meron ka ng 20% na interest na ipatong doon. Tapos meron ka pang, of course, freight cost, no? Yung pagmamalengke mo, meron kang gumastos ka ng pamasahe, whatever. So meron ka pang nadagdag doon, no? Tapos ito presyohan mo siya ng less than 20%. Eh di sunog na sunog ka. It's really, really having hard time to cope up. So maybe you survive, but after you pay, you're gonna take a loan again. Bakit? Because, yeah, everything's just like, goes to paying the interest. Kasi 20% lang ang charge mo, even less than 20%. But if you put markup like 30%, at least you have 10%. So that 10%, maybe 5% of those is for the operation. Okay? And the 20% is paying the interest. 5% is for the operation, like your fare, yung pamasahe mo, maybe water, electricity. So yung 5% income. And then the other 5% is for you. It's either you save it or maybe using it for your everyday consumption, no, as a family. So, doon sa 30%, wala ka pang ipon kung yung 5% na natira, kasi yung 5% operation, 20% for interest, may 5% ka, kasi gagamitin mo yan sa inyong everyday pangangailangan, doon mo inaasa sa tindahan o sa inyong negosyo, wala ka savings. So, wala ka savings. So, you're able to use it, you're able to pay utilities, you're able to pay interest, so wala. So, wala kang nasisave na sana unti-unti. Kung dati nangutang kang 20,000, tapos nakasave ka ng 5,000, then you need 20,000 for your capitalization. So, utangin mo na lang ngayon sa Bombay or kung saan man, 15,000 na lang. So, now the interest will become lower and lower and lower. And then when you save again 5,000, so it's like you have 10,000, then you have to borrow 10,000. So, palitan ng palit hanggang sa darating yung time, it's now your own capital. So, you don't pay interest anymore. So, that's the beauty if you know how to manage your credit. So, that's also very important in a small business that you're able to save at least for the operations. On the other night, just to share, no, sino pa yun nandito, I was in Teresa Rizal to attend an opening of small business. It's actually Amara's Corner, I think is the name, and the owner of the franchise, as they said, is only like 31 years old. The owner of the franchise is just 31 years old, and she was able to establish the business during pandemic. And during pandemic, for like a year only of operations, they already have like 20 branches. Okay, so most probably it you've seen Amara's Corner. So where my wife was invited and my wife asked me to join, and then we go there. Then I see the place. Well, it's really nice. No? So I asked, how much is the franchise? So they're paying like 150,000 for the franchise. It's just for the supply and some few materials. But with the venue, with the place to renovate, to fix the place, so it's not part of the 150. So then when we ask how much it cost for them, so it's like 1.5 million for that franchisee. But the franchisor is like 31 years old, and the franchisee is like 35 years old. So magkakaibigan sila. So it's like, wow. So just sharing lang. Ayan. So there we go. Um, Hopefully someone will join us again. I only see like one viewer left. All right. Mhm. There we go. I think no more question. Please able to answer your question beyond working hours. So I'm hoping that I'm able to take care of it. So yeah, I still have two viewers. So if there were questions, whoever is here still, please do me a favor. If you have like a clarification or a question with your, final paper, feel free. So, and as I have mentioned earlier, no, so I visited an opening of a simple like it's a fine dining restaurant. It's like yeah, small. They offer usual thing, no? Pizza, this milk teas or whatever, so chicken, so a lot of products, no. But what really surprised me there is like the owner of the franchise is 31 years old, and the franchisee is like 35 years old. They're so young. These are young individuals who were able to start business really at a very young age, and the business already cost like 1 million. So, and then, I actually released a video interviewing the owner maybe soon, so that it will be shared to you as well. Young entrepreneurs. No? Dito mayayaman, no? Ito lang tong mga dating estudyante din na nag-online lang, kumukuha ng mga paninda sa Taytay, and then we're able to establish a good market, and then from there they're able to save. No? So yung nag-open last night is a franchisee. So dalawa na yung franchise niya na nabili, and this is located in Teresa Rizal and Tanay, Sampaloc, no? In Rizal. So very young, no? 35, I think 36. And then yun nga yung may-ari ng franchise ng Amaras Corner, si what's the name? It's Mika, I believe the name is Mika. Only 31 years old. So and she already able to sell like 20 franchise. Then meron siyang company on yung sariling outlet. It's like three outlets already plus three franchises. So he have like 23. No? And of course, he's earning for the supply. No? And really, it's really big. No? It's like 1 million. We're talking about millions already. Uh, that's actually a very good question. No? As I always say, no, business is a business is a priority for me, not just an option. Uh, Kahit kasi 10 years ka na ano, kung hindi ka naman naging manager or vice president, ano, it's also difficult for you to really grow. You know. I would say, for me, if you were to ask me, it's really good for business. That's why even I'm teaching as not really like full-time loads, but not like full-time there. I do on my do small businesses as well. So it's just like you really have to do hard work. Totoo yan. No? May not be for sure you're able to earn, but if you are doing business and you're not earning, so you're not doing the right thing. Yeah. So if you were to ask me what's good, do business. Yep. And there's also a wrong notion sometimes, especially for kids or for students who do business because or study business because they wanted to do business at the end of the day, aside from employment. And when you ask them, when will you start business? So I just have to work, sir. And then after I work, I save money, then I start business. It's a good idea, but it's a wrong idea. It's a good idea, but it's a wrong idea. Actually, I keep encouraging students, no, for the work of my street. I always encourage students from the beginning, first year. This is what actually makes it. First year of in college, you have your allowance. You have your allowance, and with your allowance, you have to evaluate now how much of those allowance you have you're able to spend. Now, after identifying those things that you're able to spend, how much a graduate mag-empleyado tapos yung Chinese looking forward to a business agad. Actually, Wolf of my street, that's actually correct. When I was in China, elementary pa lang, no, tinuturuan ng magnegosyo yung mga estudyante. When they in high school, they already know how to do business. Sa atin, hindi. Kahit hanggang college, meron pa tayong PE, nagsasayaw-sayaw tayo sasayaw-sayaw tayo sa stage. But that's why, some other countries would like, I was surprised actually. Why you still have that subject in college? So, actually, kasi tayong mga Pinoy kasi talagang employment yung ating direction. But actually nowadays, we really try to, that's the reason why, in all subjects sa college, meron tinatawag na entrepreneurial mindset. Kasi itong mga small, medium businesses really helps the economy. And of course, especially in a country like us, mahirap. So, kailangan talaga, no, limited yung opportunity for employment. Even you graduate, there's really a limited opportunity for employment, but there's a big opportunity for business. It is just like for students to truly understand how to start. Now, the problem here is like, if I don't have capital, I can't do business. If I don't have enough money, I can't do business. That's wrong. With my sukang dakila, I only started for like 2,000 pesos. Now it's like hundreds of bottles that I'm selling. So I only started with like 24 bottles, and this hundred of bottles that I'm selling. So it's like, but I only started for like 2,500 to be exact. So the bad thing with Filipinos is like the idea is like if I don't have big money, I can't stop I can't start business. That's most common. Not all, maybe not all, but that's an idea that if I don't have big money, I can't do business. That's wrong. That's really wrong. Even you don't have money, you can do business. But di ka na lang makinegosyo. You have friends. So many friends. Maybe some of your friends, especially in Facebook, have business, not the Facebook, but friends, relatives, they may have business. Or maybe if you know someone that doing business, then makinegosyo ka. A friend, if you have that product, then can I have one? I have a buyer over here. How much you price it? Then commission. You know, you just do the distribution. Take care of the distribution and then put some markup on it. So you can actually start business even you don't have money. You know, pag may pinabentang sapatos yung kaibigan mo na luma, kunin mo, benta mo. Patungan mo na lang. Because whatever yung nakita mo, kunin mo. Ivan Nicolo Cruz is one of my students. And actually, when he started business, kasi I do have a printing business, no? Nagpiprint kami ng mga hoodies, no? Gumagawa kami ng university hoodie. And this guy, the students, no, Ivan, is a student of mine and start selling hoodies. And then nung nakaipon, yeah, dapat mindset. That's true. That's really true. Nung nakaipon, bumili ng sapatos na yung Nike, na brand new. So yun yung kinaikot niya. And now, wow, good house, good car, and still in employment. No, nasa Toyota siya. But having his own buy and sell. So, but he was able to travel to different places. I have another student like Mr. Castro, also good condominium, good cars. So it's like really this guy or the students are coming from a poor family. They don't even have like yung pamasahe. Si Mr. Castro, siya nangungutang po sa amin ng pamasahe ng mga pakot. Inibigyan namin. I also won Jester Estrella, one of my students also for accountancy. So, wala siyang pamasahe. Sabi ko, where you came from? So, I came from Bulacan. So, she's selling si Charon. Try sell si Charon. No? Since you're from Bulacan, and then bring si Charon here, and your market now is faculties. And from there, yung pamasahe. No? And he's continuing it. He's now an accountant, and she's doing her own business. No? So, it's really like a mindset, or, yeah, a mindset is really good, but it's like, minsan kasi gusto mo magnegosyo, pero hindi mo alam kung paano yung way. That's why I've been asking students, how much is your allowance? And then from your allowance, how much you really spend? Answer lahat. Some of them say lahat. And then, okay, you spend everything, pamasahe, pagkain. O tinanong yung pagkain. Kung halimbawa sa isang araw, your consumption is like 50 pesos. How much you can save? Pwede bang bawasan natin yung kinakain mo na 10 piso na lang? Kasi marami ng mga student meals. Sacrifice. Then save the 10 pesos, save it. Or maybe 20 pesos, save it. Or sabihin natin conservative, 10 pesos a day. If you were going to school 7 days, 6 days a week, so you have 60 pesos for a week. And they probably have 240 pesos in a month. And you probably have 2,400 in a year. 2,400. Probably in 2 years, they have 4,800. And in 4 years, after you graduate, you probably have like 8,000 to 9,000 pesos. 9,000 pesos. That is a big amount for me. And of course, tatawanan ka ng mga kaibigan mo. Ano ba yung kapital mo kapag kaliit yan? It's very, But, even in a 20 pesos, you can start business. 20 pesos. Pwede ka magnegosyo. Bili ka na lang ng plastic ng yelo dyan. Lagyan mo tubig, lagay mo doon sa rep nyo kung walang laman. Benta mo 5 piso. Yeah. Kasi 18.50 lang yung plastic ng yelo. 100 na yun. Gawin mo yung yelo, 100. Benta mo 5 piso. O di may 500 ka pag naubos mo pag naubos mo yung yelo. Nagawa mo yung 100 pieces. Meron kang 500. Ano mo capital mo? 20 pesos. Okay, sige, nagkuryente ka kasi naglagay ka doon sa nanay mo. Hindi share mo sa nanay mo yung 200. Sa iyo 300. And then gawa ka uli. No? Sabi nga ni Manny Villar, if you fail, don't stop. Okay? Pagka bumagsak ka, huwag kang tumigil. Just keep going. Keep pushing. Yun. No? So, actually, tama yan. No? Oh, wow, wow. Thank you. No? Thank you for like, actually, the live, no, it's really, um, so a lot of people sometimes, it's like a notion of like, though meron ako mga client, no? Hindi ko sila in-invite dito. Of course, this is really intended for students, but that's really a really good, what we call this, suggestions. I'll do it. No worries. Thank you so much for the suggestions. So that's really an interesting one. Actually, I don't discourage to go employment. I don't discourage that one because, of course, uh, a lot. Naging idea, naging kultura na ng Pinoy when you study, then you go employ. I don't discourage. But I encourage more students to go business. No, even you go employment, make business as a priority. So as early as you can. That's the reason why when I try to propose micro business proposal for students of first year. I really asked the dean to not allow students to think of like capitalization of 100,000. They wanted to propose like a company already, so it's like very impossible. So let's teach students on how to start like whatever you have. Sa entrepreneurship kasi meron siyang tinatawag na what we call this principles na uh, uh, the different principles, entrepreneurial principles. Meron siyang tinatawag na birds on hand principle. So yung birds on hand principle, you can start business whatever you have. Kung ano yung meron ka, make use of it to start business. And that's clear, no, in an entrepreneurial principle. So birds on hand principle. And the lemonade principle is also being mentioned that when you're given some idea, do not just stick with that idea, then grow it. No, um, if you try to look at successful people like Henry C, just to mention Henry C, how he started, with the discipline. So I really, admire the discipline part of it, because you can really start business when you understand the concept of discipline, especially personal discipline. Because um, whatever you given, kasi yung mga Pinoy, no, kahit magkano yung pera, uh, sir, Art, sige. No worries, I'll take care of it now. Thank you for joining, Art. Yung daily credit templates kasi, Art, is just like a simple template as to where you were able to see the list of customers that, of course, buys you in credit, buy product in credit. So normally, ano ba yung content ng credit template? So of course, sabi ko nga, ito yung mga listahan ng mga pautang mo. So, andun yung name, andun yung address, contact person, and so on. Ano sa tingin mo yung mga importanteng bagay na nandun? Yun yung pag-isipan ninyo. So bakit hindi ko nilalagay yung template? Kasi normally kasi yung old style ng teaching, bigay na lahat for the students to do it. So, lahat isip ng teacher, lahat idea ng teacher. Wala na yung ginawa yung estudyante, wala na siyang iisipin, yun na lang. So, di kasi ako ganun. I usually ask students to think first. And then after you think, after you share your idea, whatever you have, then I give suggestions. Okay, put this, add this one, add this one, add this, remove this, and add this. So by doing such, at least the idea is coming from the students. We just improve it. Okay, because I always believe that, no one is a monopoly of knowledge. So all ideas should not just be coming from the profession. So art, it's just about a list of, it's a template wherein the information of people who buys in credit are there. So sabi ko nga, unang-unang laman, no, name, address, telephone number, contact number, and then kung ano pa yung kasunod na sa tingin mo importanteng makita sa listahan ng pautang. Okay? Yun yun. In Tagalog, listahan ng pautang. As simple as that. Okay? So, may yung si My Wolf of My Street, no? May ano siyang, mag-empleyado, mag-business, or mag-empleyado, saan mas uunlad, no? Pagka kasi manager ka, no, at saka vice president ka, medyo maganda sweldo. Pero kung yung self-discipline mo pagdating sa um, usage ng pera, medyo nauubos eh. Masakit yan. Lumalaki expenses mo, yung sweldo kasi pareho lang. Doon lang, stagnant. Pero expenses lumalaki. So kaya talagang mahirap umunlad. Not unless kung masyado kang disiplinadong tao, you live within your means. Pag lumaki yung sweldo mo, halimbawa, naging manager, whatever, pero yung iyong consumptions is nanatili sa kung saan regular na empleyado ka lang nun, na-promote ka, and then tumaas yung sweldo mo, pero yung expenses nandun pa rin, medyo may but medyo mabagal nga lang. Unlike if you have business, it's unlimited. It's really unlimited. No? It's up to you kung kanong income ang gusto mo, no? Pagsikapan mo. So that's a good with business, no? I mean, kahit pagod, puyat, it pays. You earn more than. the employment. No? Because especially if you have expertise, you're good, you have the good ideas and everything, and you just make this a bit for employment. You just make these business people rich and, and popular. No? So, payaman mo sila sa idea mo. Something like that. No? So, yan. Medyo, you're not into business naman. Ako, I'm not into business to make rich or whatever. Hopefully, sana yumaman tayo. Pero at least yung other expenses na hindi kayang punan ng employment mababayaran ng negosyo. No? So hindi ka naman ganun kayaman but you live in a comfortable life. No? Meron kang sasakyan, makakain ka ng 3 beses sa isang araw or 4 na beses, may samang merienda. Nakakain mo yung gusto mong kainin. Ayan. So okay na yan. No? Pag yumaman ka pa, go beyond that and then that would be better. That would be uh, 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 I'll be thankful for it. No? Something like that. Pero maganda yan. Mag-empleyado or mag-business or ano. Let's try do that one. But really, the purpose of this live is, meron kasing directive yung ating program chair, no? Before, na if it's beyond 5, and if it's a holiday or Sunday, so just let the student wait during working days. Tama naman din yan. Kasi dapat working days lang talaga, and working days and working time lang talaga tayo nag-uusap. So since that's the direction sa lahat ng faculty, so I try not to answer. Kung sumasagot pa ako nito mga nakarang araw, pero medyo may reminder. So this is the venue. So maybe I can do this a bit earlier. So whoever stay here, thank you. Um, Naging empleyado tapos yung Chinese looking forward sa business at gusto ko yung culture ng pangit yung kultura ng Pinoy na na anong tawag dito talaga pag-graduate, employment talaga. Art, I don't know if you're still here. I hope that I was able to answer your question. I think wala na yata si Art. So, ayan. So, hopefully, you guys are able to, okay, I only have one more viewer left. But that's okay. Sir, tanong ko lang po, bakit po gabi kayo nag-live? So, gabi nga talaga. So hopefully I can, so Art, we're still here. I hope that I was able to answer your question. I have 3 um, viewers still left. You know. Actually, I would maybe consider for that one. So I have lots of topics na gonna. Basta stuck ako dito sa suggestion mo in my wall, the wall of my street. Okay. Yeah, maybe that is quite interesting. Okay. Wala na yata si Art. So, sana narinig niya yung aking kasagutan doon sa kanyang katanungan. Hindi rin alam. I'm not sure who is still left here. Medyo nag-on off yung ano, no? Yung connection. So, yan. Tawa ko na sa mother ni Angeline. Yeah. Like that. There we go. Yeah, the cycle of fucking is true. All right. I still have two viewers. I'm still waiting for possible questions. I got an interested question earlier from the walk of my street. Um, I even know if it's my student or not, or not sure. Um, if it's not the name, I don't even know if it's a student of mine or not. I don't know if the walk of my street is my student, but the art, if you're still there, thank you for your question anyway, and I hope that I was able to answer it. So yan, no, meron lang tanong si ano kanina, si Wolf of My Street. I'm not sure if he or she is my student. Um, tanong ng Pinoy is ano ang mas okay empleyado magkaroon ng business. No? So it's really an interesting question. So. And sabi niya, pangit na mindset yung after graduation is employment kagad. No? So, actually, naging kultura na talaga that we are into employment. Almost. Even no even even with students of Ateneo. Ateneo is they actually said that they are a business school, but not 100% of the students, even there are those a lot of rich students there, go into business. Most of them after graduation really go into employment. So that's the bad thing there. So they even have like an incubation building there, the John Gokong Way building, I believe. No? It's an incubation. It really was being established for entrepreneurs, no? For incubations to give chance for students to develop their own product, conceptualize their own business. No? But really not all. Really not all really go into business. So, but yeah, nowadays, actually, that's what's happening on what actually happened yung pandemic. So, ang daming nawalan ng trabaho. And dun sa madaming nawalan ng trabaho, they were able to survive because they shifted into business. So, and some of them realized that mas maganda pala. And, naman late in a way. But if the mindset of all students is like, aside from employment, I could start business then, that would be a good idea. I mean, even there's a pandemic, then all of us can survive. And we will able to at least. And only problem is a lot of students go to school, but yeah, if the teaching also is more on the theories part, then there's an issue. You know, a lot of businesses closed. No? And just to share this, no, with all of the decisions, no, just to share this, done by the late Henry C. The late Henry C. When he was able to establish different SMs, even when he established like SMCT dun sa may north, a lot of like, a lot of like, parang buzzers yung tawag niya. A lot of people like question his decision. A lot of people says that that might be the start of his downfall. But the late Henry C. Senior is very optimistic, and he's very specific, and he knows what exactly he's doing. Because the mindset is really doing it. Someday I will be able to establish something here. And with that, I think SM North now has 5 buildings, if I'm not mistaken. And he didn't even stop. He didn't even stop. He just like kept pushing until a lot of branches was being built. From a simple cigarette vendor, a young boy coming from China, doesn't have anything, just went to the Philippines to follow his father. It's like, yeah, it's a very inspiring story about his life. Started business, and why not? Why not? And actually, the late C is actually hoping that the young generation, young Filipinos, were able to follow his footsteps. I mean, duplicate what he did. So it's really like, tama si Wolf of Mindset. It's the mindset. And with the mindset, back up with the right actions, the right perspective, the right actions. So, um, yun. Sabi ko nga lagi is, do not wait until you graduate because a lot of students would say, after I graduate, I will work, then I save. What if you weren't able to save? So that's an issue. So I will borrow money. What if you cannot borrow money? I will ask money from my parents. What if they can't give you money to start with? Can you start by yourself? So yeah, yun yung mga tamang aksyon, no? If the mindset is to really do business, at least you know what's the right thing to do. So save for your capital. Whatever you have, make use of it. Um, it's like if you have like 50 pesos for a day, maybe save the for what 10 pesos, the 20 pesos. Spend the rest, sacrifice, and then after 4 years, if you have 20 pesos a day for savings, after 4 years, you probably have like, yeah, 18,000 pesos, if I'm not mistaken. So 18,000 pesos, you can actually get it and start business after 4 years. When looking for a job, then start doing business with the right way of doing it. So, yun lang, no? I mean, the as early as now, you can actually also try to, especially, no, nowadays, medyo unti-unti naman bumubukas na ekonomiya, buhay na naman yung negosyo. So, try to evaluate what's needed in your area. There's probably a lot of things that's done in there. So, start thinking, what's the available opportunity in your area? And then match that opportunity with what you have. So, may oportunidad, tingnan mo yung ano yung kaya mo. Okay, so po siya pag ng bala, wala sa daming kailangan, pero malaki naman ang capitalization. Hindi ko na iniisip. Napakamaling. Napakamaling pag-uugali. Okay? Look at it, look at the opportunity, then hindi mo naman sasagutin agad yung opportunity, yung need ng market. Hindi mo naman bibigay lahat yun. Okay? Start with whatever you have. Look at what the opportunity, then look what do you have, what you're capable of doing, then start from there. Start from there. And then slowly save, or slowly, like when you're doing business, then whatever you earn, save part of your earning. No? Save part of your earning. And that's what you can do, no? And yeah, that's what is this thing, that you can do, hopefully. That's why I'm teaching, no? Doon sa template natin, tinuturo ko yung ginagawa ko muna kayo ng template ko na sarili ng credits, template ng actually daily sales. Do that one. Because those are basic things that you need to have when you're in your business, so that you're able to evaluate every day, analyze every day what you have, how much you sell for the day, for the next day, following day. When was the day that you quite have a good sales? It's like Monday, Tuesday, and you should actually know what to do then. No? Alam mo na yung kung ano yung pwede mong, kung anong araw ka pwedeng uh, focus. No? Yeah, I'm very much confident that you guys can do more, and you can really be of help to your parents. As I said, uh, okay. I have I may consider that one. I'm not sure who's able to join me. So, siguro magandang pag-usapan. Um, yeah, so still have four. I'm still waiting for some questions. Hopefully, I get some questions anyway. Siguro Sunday, magla-live ako ng mas maaga para mas maraming estudyante yung maka-join. And hopefully, they stay at home or during free time. So most of my subscribers are students. Like you from some of my subscribers are joining live. So there you go. Okay, I still have four viewers over here. I know for a day, I believe. If you thank you for staying with me, andyan pa ba si Art? Art, are you part of the four or maybe who is part of the four? Cedric, um, Aaron, maybe I don't know. Thank you anyway for staying. And the work of my street, I'm not sure. Hope that you're still there. Um, I just want to know if you're my student or not. I mean, but I can actually take that one as a topic. If you're able to watch some of my, I have like specific for, but for this, Grant. Hi, Grant. Hi, good evening. I'm doing good, doing good. Thanks, Grant, for joining. And hopefully you're okay now with your price structure proposal. Thanks for joining. I hope that your group was able to finish your degree annual video. I have my cat over here. You know, alaga akong pusa, nandyan siya. Thanks, Grant, for joining. And I know, I believe may alaga kong pusa, di ko alam kung nakikinig sa akin. Ayan, tulog na lang ako. Okay, thanks for joining. Are you good with your price structure proposal, Grant? And I don't know if you're still there, if you hear me. Um, yeah. I don't know, Grant, if you still hear me. I hope that you're still there. I have like um, still have three people watching. And thank you for staying with me tonight. So now it's like sure. All right. I think I'm not sure. I don't know if Grant's still there. No. I hope that you're okay with your proposal already. So maybe like if in my next slide, yeah, I will consider this. It's really quite interesting. I will like talk up generic things about business. Still have like four viewers, watching. And si Tormis, di ko nakita si Tormis for today. So, um, alright. Oh, so it's like asynchronous for tomorrow, uh, November 2, async. Let us go live for tomorrow. If it's not like, if you want me guys to discuss things, so I'll be live for the scheduled classes, so, and if for some discussions, and let's start preparing for finals. So there's an instruction from the dean that it's asynchronous for tomorrow. Well, all right. Let's gonna consider that one actually. And okay, I love the ayan. Yeah. Saan ka nag-internship, Grant? Yeah, ibang Reyes pala yung nasa nasa sorry Grant. Ibang Reyes pala yung nasa ano ko, nasa aking pricing. Yeah. Nga pala, graduating na nga pala to si Grant. Yeah, I see. Thanks, Grant. Wala na sila lahat. Kanina apat na sila dyan. Ngayon wala na sila. Okay. Thanks, Grant, for joining. I really appreciate you guys joining. Tapos na nga pala to si Grant. Yeah, I really like that. Oh, export industry. Wow, very nice. Wow, love to know it. Okay. And I hope that you continue, no, in that industry. That's quite challenging. Hi, Cedric. Thank you, and good night. Good night, Cedric. Thank you so much for always there. I feel the support. Thanks for your questions. And I feel how you really wanted to learn. Thank you. Thank you, Cedric. Hope that even you're not my student, you continue to support. And it's always like asking me online. So yeah. And of course, Grant. Yung estudyante ko rito si Grant sa IBP. So I think you're one of, yeah, sa IBP, I believe. And since then, never forget to say hi, sa, sa akin. Thanks really for, um, always like remembering maybe. I'm not sure if it's remembering or just dropping by and saying hi. Thank you, thank you. Uh, so, meron akong, gusto ko yung idea na hopefully I'm able to touch life and I'm able to, encourage students to do business and when the business grow someday, sana maalala tayo. Something like that. Yeah, sir, what advice can you give po if your marketing head asks you to stay and continue in your internship? So what's ROTH? Wow, actually, it's really an opportunity. I mean, they see something in you. That's one. My advice is I'd rather if you still love working on the same company, my advice for you to stay. Okay. Um, if you feel like there's still a room for you to grow, and if you feel like what you wanted to do, you're able to do it, even you're just an intern, and whatever you wanted to learn is still there, and you see the support of the people around, I would stay. I would say stay. But if you feel not growing, especially you're in it's the marketing head, and that's in line with your degree, then yeah, stay. I mean, if you feel like you're growing, if you feel that you're growing, just stay and learn more. And what I mean by learning more is like whatever you have learned from the university and whatever you have learned from there, and then try to make use of your learning in the university. Because who knows if that's a good company, if that's a good business, who knows that after your internship you could probably be part of the company, and then whatever learning also you have in there, then start business while staying in the company. But my advice for now is stay, continue. Yeah, if if you're like or undecided, you seems to be not happy doing jobs in there. I mean, uh, uh, minsan, this is what I've observed for students, no, yung pag medyo nahirapan sa OJT, it seems like they hate the company and they don't like the company. So, but if in your case, if you're happy and you are actually growing and learning new things or doing something like this is an export business, you know, export industry, then um, the learning there is like quite, I would say quite, um, uh, what do you call this? It's very like diverse. I would say diversified learning. No? Kasi maraming, so the learning is just unlimited. I would say it's a vast of different learning. Kasi if it's an export industry, it's also dealing with, of course, other country. I'm not sure which part that you are working with. Um, if you're in the marketing department, if it's dealing with local employment or not. So if it's like you know, sorry about that. So yun, kasi medyo malawak broad yung learning dun eh. I mean, hindi siya nakafocus lang. If I understand, no, it right. So if you deal with local and foreign market, then that it's really very interesting. It's very interesting, I would say. So yun, yun yung mga what do you call this? Things that you consider. I had fun working at the company and all that. That's good. That's good. You know. And if you're thinking of like exploring another areas, if that's what really your direction, then you have the option to find other other place. But if you feel that there is some more that you will be learning and you would grow more, then yeah, rather stay. Rather stay. If the reason is just um, clear, that just maybe to help you decide, identify what's the reason for you to leave or for you to stay. So, ganun lang, tingnan mo siya. Pag umalis ka, whatever yun. And sabi ko nga, if you want to learn more, different, what we call this, areas in business, then you may also consider trying a different company. Since JT pa lang yan, no? You can, but sabi ko nga, even sa JT, treat it as a regular job already. Because when you do it, people loves you. The company will see your potential and the company will see your work. Then, yeah, kahit OJT yan, it will still give you a better opportunity. Ayan. Yeah, I'm happy that you're happy working with the company. And I'm also happy, I really don't know that, forget. So you're part of my subscriber. You see my, I think this is the second time I think you joined with me. So yeah, it's quite late night, you know. So I think you have work still tomorrow, and I also have work for tomorrow. Yeah, maganda yan, good, no? Ang export business, ano, what we call this, promising job, you know, sa export. Kasi yung market kasi yung tinitingnan natin din yung opportunity of like understanding different markets. Eh. Lalo kung actual export transactions yung hawak mo. Talagang actual export transactions yung ginagawa ng kumpanya. So, maganda talaga yun. Ayan. I hope I clear your mind, Grant, no? If you're still there. I hope I clear your mind. Uh, about, you know, I hope that I was able to help you decide as well, and to divide as well. So that's important. Could I have a one live, you know, like 60 students were part of it. Maybe I go live early next time to share a lot of things to, you know, viewers out there. So, okay, I think yeah, hope to see everyone next time. You know? So medyo konti na lang yung wala na akong viewer. I will like go sleep now and probably share some inspirational video next time. So thank you so much for all who joined me tonight, and thanks. Hopefully that you keep joining and ask also questions and share. You know, share some what we call this ideas also, or maybe ask some clarifications, especially if you're having hard time like understanding really what to do and how to really um, start business, or if it's like uh, not clear as to really what is business for. So we can exchange ideas, we can share. So yeah, I'm glad that you're still there. As I said, I hope that I was able to clear your mind and make you decide what's best. So thank you once again, everyone, and you all guys keep safe. So thanks for watching again. Right? Sure, sure. Yeah, actually, that's what I'm looking as well. No, I keep on talking to Mortel Joshua, I believe. So it's just like inviting me what you call this, medyo hindi natutuloy yung invitation. But I was able to meet Joshua in Sampaloc, Tanay. So they used to ride there. Nag-meet kami one time, nakita kami doon by accident. Ayan, so, but sure. So yeah, thank you so much, and Yeah, hopefully see you all after graduation. All of the, of course, all of the boys. I love to hang out with you guys as well. Yeah, sure, sure. You can ask Joshua, and what they call it, whatever. Just tell me in advance. Um, where you from, Grant? I mean, saan ba area mo, if you mind? Parang nawawala yung connection. Oh, okay. Pampanga. That's quite far. That's quite far. Yeah. But yeah, maybe we can meet halfway one time. So maybe somewhere in Bulacan, to quit. I don't know where's Joshua from. Parang from South yata siya, if I'm not mistaken. Parang sa South si Joshua. So that he actually what do you call this? Asked me for if I can join. So because sure, pagka bigyan lang ako ng advance invitation. Ayan. Okay, so sige, I think inform lang ako na in advance. Let them join as well on my next live. You can check from time to time, if I'm live, you can just drop by and tambay mo na dito sa aking tambayan and then say hi, something like that. Sige, good night, Grant, and thank you once again for joining me tonight and for sharing also, about your session. I'm happy to be considered, by you to give you some advice about, what you gonna do. So, thank you, thank you. Have a good night. Have a good night. Keep safe. Bye bye. Yeah. Thank you, thank you. Bye bye.